Hello everyone, welcome back to our Coordinator 4 tutorials. In this session, we are going to discuss about HTML table class. By using this table class, we can generate the HTML tables dynamically. Just we have to pass the data to this table that will generate the table automatically. So you already know how to create a table in HTML maybe. So we are using table tr, td, ths and all we are using. So here we don't want to use them, and just one line of code. We have a method called generate method in our HTML table class, and to this generate method, if you can pass data to it, that will generate the data automatically. Can you see here? I have a data of records. The first record of this array is going to be the columns, and the second and third and fourth record are going to be records. If you can see here in the right hand side, so we have a table class, and in this I am passing a query variable to this generate method. So what is going to happen? We know that what is select star from table name, it will get all the records. I am passing that all the records into generate method. That's all. How many records are in the table? With those records, a table is going to be generated. That is a major advantage of this generate method. So, and one more thing, we have a lot of methods are there in this table class. By using those methods, we can customize our table completely. If you want to design the table, if you want to add classes, custom classes to your own table, yes, we can do them by using our generate method. We have some methods are there. We can create templates also. I mean, what if you don't like a basic template which is generated by generate method? Yes, we can create our own template also for this table with a new design also. Let us go and let us see this table class into an action, right? So now let me create a one controller. So by creating controller, we will do and we will load this class, guys. Can you see here? I have already prepared a controller, data controller. In this data controller, I am extending every, so we know that every controller should extend with the controller class, right? Yeah. Now I want to work with HTML table class. If you want to work with HTML table class, here first you have to create an instance of the table class object. So first of all, load it, guys. I'm going to create an object, a table equal to how can we create an object? By using new operator. So where it is available, actually it is available in coordinator slash, it is going to be available in the view. This is HTML table class is related to view slash the table class, guys. This is exactly the table class, right? And one more thing, if you don't want to use this, you can also do one thing. You can use this namespace on the top of the page. Here you can come here, you can just use this namespace like this also we can write. Yeah, this is also valid. Then here you can come here, you can write something called new table. That's enough, right? Both are valid, whatever you want. So always in upcoming sessions we will use like this, guys, but here we have only one function. In that function we are going to use this table class only one time. Then we can write like this, no problem. And you can go like this also, whatever you want. That is our flexibility. If you don't want this, yes, you can come down and you can put it here same as it is like earlier, right? Anyhow, table is done. Now I have to pass some data. So in this table class we have a method called generate method, GENERAT. Generate is a method. To this generate method we have to pass some data. So let me get some data from my editor. I already prepared some data, and this is the data I have, guys. Can you see? So let me pass the data, right? This data I'm just going to keep just before this table, right? Now if I execute this, can you guess what is my output? A table is going to be generated automatically, and this function should be echo. You have to do the echo statement and write. Just you can go to your browser and just refresh the page and let us see. And this is our output is going to be, guys. Can you see? Name, city, state and all. These are the first record. The first, what is the first record we have? Name, city, state in the array, and the second record is going to be the name, and third, four is always come under name, guys. This is now table is generated. So after now we generated the table with a static data. So you want to pass dynamic data? Nothing. Simply as I shown in the slide, just write a select star from table name, and whatever the data we are getting, just pass the data to generate table. That will generate the table automatically. Once when I am explaining database connection, I will tell you how can we get the data from a table, right? So how can we display the data into HTML table, so without writing HTML, basic HTML table tags and all, right? So this is how we can display the data. Now, so whatever the data I'm using here, we have some predefined methods also guys here. So if you want to add some classes to your table, yes, we can add some classes to the table also guys. For example, I mean in place of it, if you don't want to pass this data, if you have any database query, yes, we can pass the database query also guys. The only thing is here, just I'm writing in a comment, just check it carefully. Let us take this data equal to your db of query, query query. Database object should be created. After that we have to load the database, nothing but the select query, select star from your table name. So if we can pass the table name, then what is going to happen? Whatever the data we are getting, I mean this we taken statically. So if you don't want static data, if you want to get data from database, then you have to write this, just pass this data variable to it, that's enough. I think so it is going to generate the data dynamically. Right now it won't work for me because I didn't did configuration and I didn't explain you database configuration also. Wait for some time, we will do the configuration, then we can understand the things very clearly. As of now I'm passing static data, just watch it. This is what exactly the thing guys, right? So for example, you have some predefined methods also guys, set heading and some add row. I mean, so these are the records we added into an array of array, and we can pass array of objects also by using this db query. Don't worry. Now I want to add some custom headings, I want to add some new rows to this table. Yes, we can do. But one thing, where is the table is printing here? Table is printing in the controller. Is the controller is a responsible person to print the data? As per our MVC architecture, who is the responsible person to print the data? A view is a responsible person always, right? So definitely, so this you cannot echo here guys. So this should be echoed into a template called view. Let us do one thing. This is, let us take this into a variable records equal to this, we have to pass to a view. We know how to load a view, right? Echo view data view. Let me create a view called data view, and to this I am passing this as the data. But this should be array of records, no? So now you can see I am going to take records of, I am taking something called users, right? Records of users. Now you have to pass this records array. Earlier in the previous session we taken data, now today I am taking records. You can take any variable, whatever it may be, that the data should be an associative array. Records of users are going to be passed to this data view. But do we have data view here? We don't have data view. And just execute it, you may get some error. Why? Because that view is not loaded, right? So you have some error. Why this error is coming? We seen the page hit a sign, please try again later. So you have error definitely. What is the error you got? Actually, by seeing this I understand that there is no such a view. If you want to see all the errors which are recorded in Coordinator 4, can you see guys, all of you here, we have something called logs file. In this logs, whatever the errors you are getting, if you see at any time, if you didn't understand why this error is coming, just to go to your log file. On the day, based on the day, a file will be generated with the date guys. Can you see? Today's date is something. So is it today's date? Now we can open it the file and you can see this is the error. Yeah, data view.php is not invalid file. Can you see? This is an invalid file. The errors are going to be available in the logs file. So if you got any error, can you see when I'm practicing, so I'm having some errors guys based on the date. If you don't want, yeah, that is a writable folder. Especially we know that what is the advantage of writable folder? All the caches, all the logs, all the sessions are going to be, all the file uploads are going to be available into the writable folder, right? In the same manner, this is the error, invalid file data view. If you don't understand the error, go to logs file and just open the current date of the file and double click and just see the error message related to the particular thing guys. Now what we have to do, we understand what is the error. Now what I need to do guys, just you have to go to your editor and what is the reason? Data view.php is not available. So create a new file. So I'm going to create a new file. Go to your views and create a new file here. Just I'm going to the views and just create a new file into it. That's it. This is going to be data view.php, and here we can write basic HTML. Let us write very quickly. HTML open, HTML close. Head section, this is going to be a title, just write users list, that's it. And here this is body, take a heading of the table, users list. So now we have to display that variable. What is the variable you are passing to this, guys? Can you see here? The variable is going to be users, right? Just nothing to do and just come here. So we know shorthand syntax, right? So this avoid echo calls, right? This syntax, templating engine. In the previous session we discussed about the same, right? Now you can just execute this. Now you can see the data is going to be displayed onto the view. Still I have some error, maybe something wrong here. What is this? Sorry, echo should not be used right here, so we don't need to use echo. Again you have error, right? If you can open the log file, you will understand what is the error here. This is the error which I got right now. What is the error? Unexpected echo. You can check this, read the error message carefully. Where is that error? In the view, render, data view, array, true, something. This is exactly, the line numbers are also very clear. So please read the messages carefully and try to understand how to fix that error. Right. Now if you can come here and just going to refresh the page, and you can see you are having the output. Right. So now who is displaying the data? A HTML file, nothing but a view file is going to display this data, guys. This is how we have to render the data to the HTML template. Now while displaying data, you want to define any settings to this table. Yes, we can define some settings also to this table, guys. Exactly, we have some predefined methods in this. We have something called set headings and set rows also. Now I given like this, right? So if you want, you can remove this also, or else let me keep this into comment. I'm just going to keep this code into comment. So wait for a minute, just I want to use some of the predefined methods to generate the table data, guys, right? So this is also going to be the same. Right now you can come down here. So in the table class we have a method called set heading. What is the method? We have set heading. Can you see suggestions are coming automatically if you can use advanced editors, right? So here we can pass an array or normal strings also we can pass. Don't worry, first thing is going to be column. This is going to be name, comma, and this is going to be city. This is all about how to use the predefined library. We have a class in our Codeigniter 4, and just I'm showing you how to use it. Yeah, headings are completed. Once the headings are completed, we have to add some rows also now. So let us go with the table class. In this table class we have one more method called add row is a method. In this add row, so how many headings are there? We have 3 headings, so we have to add 3 records. So if you want, you can take this an array also, or you can write comma separated values also. This is going to be something called raw, and this is something called city, HYD. This is something called TS. That is going to be the state of it, right? Just you can add the state here, that's enough, right? Though this is table row, after that we are generating, right? If you can generate, then what is going to happen? A record will be created into the front end. Can you see here is only one record is there. Now if you can go, if you want to add one more record, yes, you can add one more record, and this is going to be something called Ravi. I am taking, and just refresh it, second record is also coming into the table, right? This is how we can add the rows also, right? So in this situation, for this generate table, we don't have any data, right? So do you have any data variable? We don't have any data, as you have to pass empty. Actually still we are getting data, no problem, but now you have to pass empty table and empty data. Generate method should not contain anything, guys. In this situation we are manually setting, we are not having data from any resource like this array of array or any from database. So then we have to simply generate method is an empty parameter. We don't need to pass anything to it. So let us check, is there any error here or not? We don't have any error. It doesn't, even though I passed a variable which is not available inside of it, but still it is not throwing any error. Data variable is not available earlier, right? Still we didn't get any error. You know, one more thing, we can design this table completely, guys. For example, so this is how we can set headings and add the rows also dynamically, guys, right? So this is one more method, set rows. And if for example I am going to this data, and now you can go and pass the data to your generate method, then what is going to happen? You have records, right? Can you see now the records are going to be come like this. Okay, perfect. If you want to customize this, for example, if you want to customize this, can you see this is a template, guys? Here we are giving some table cell padding and cell spacing something, right? With this also we can go, guys, right? Can you see? Just I want to copy this. Let me show you how can we add this to your thing, guys. There is a method called setTemplate method. Just before generating the table, we have to use these settings, guys. Now can you see this is the HTML template I'm using, and to set the template we can use this, guys. Can you please here you can take your own classes also. For example, this is the table, right? I'm going to take a bootstrap class. For example, if you are using a bootstrap design, then it is going to be easy. Bootstrap class table responsive, right? If you can give them automatically, if you can just refresh it, so it is added or not. Undefined table data, something we are getting error. So just come down and let us check it carefully. So data X something is coming, guys, here an error, some variable is there in this generate method. So if you want, you can go and you can check into logs file. I don't know whether the log is recorded or not, just you can go and check this log is recorded or not. So in the logs file, so we have this is the log, and you can check it. Is there an error? It is not throwing error, but it is displaying the error in this directly, right? Undefined variable data, something like. So okay, anyhow you can come down and you can just refresh the page and you can check the output, guys. Now file was saved, right? And just you can go and you can refresh the page. I think so you will get the data. Yeah, you are getting the data. And if you can inspect and check it, so we can see the classes which we added the template, tr, table, thead, and all are there, guys. And moreover, this is the class I added, cell spacing, cell padding. So if you want to add these also, I mean, so if you can take this as a 10 and 10, so then automatically these settings also are going to be available to your table. Just this is snippet I copied from our coordinator manual, so to see and how can we add the templates also like this, guys. We can add templates also to our design. I mean, sometimes, so I already told you we can customize this table completely by using our Coordinator 4 libraries. That's why I'm just using it. If you don't want all these settings, table head, tr head and all, just you want to go with only one heading also, it is possible, guys. Let us remove all these things. Yeah, you want to go with only one table open only. No, nothing but for the table open, what is going to happen, these classes are going to be added, guys. Can you see now the template was removed completely, still you are having, can you see, cell padding 10, cell spacing 10, and class is my table, and border is also 1. Exactly. If you can remove border 0, then what is going to happen? We cannot see the border, right? Now can you see this is exactly our table, right? So we can customize this table completely, guys. Nothing but, can you see, guys, in this table template, whatever the keys we are giving, all the keys are predefined. So the framework is defining these keys we have to use, guys. We cannot write our own. T-foot open, T-foot close, and the footing, row start, footing, row end, all are predefined keywords. We have to use them as it is. So don't try your own. What are the keywords they mentioned in this associate array? The keywords we have to use as it is, guys. So we cannot go for our own things here, right? So this is how we can customize the table, and we can pass the data to generate method to records to generate the records, guys. Thank you, guys. This is exactly how to use a HTML table class with the dynamic data, with the static data, and how can we add records, how can we add the rows, and how can we define our own headings, how can we customize the table, and how can we add some predefined classes to this table class and all, right? So in the next session we are going to discuss about HTML parser class. Nothing but this is view parser. How can we use the view parser class in our coordinator? This is also going to help you a lot, guys. So we have a concept called pseudo variables in this session, right? So thank you, guys. In the next session we are going to discuss about view parser. If you have any doubts, please comment under the video section. Don't forget, please subscribe our Go PHP channel. Thank you all.